Jupiter is transiting over the sign of Capricorn from 20th of November 2020. How will this transit be for your moon sign? Hello friends, my name is Hardik and you're watching my YouTube channel on Vedic Astrology, AstroKeen. So let's start. So friends, before I start this video, it's important that I should make two important announcements. I did a poll few days before and to ask people who are watching me whether I should come live where we can discuss about astrology, we can discuss about different yogs, different principles, different concepts of astrology, and if possible I can read a couple of charts as well, or maybe give you some examples, talk about my research work. If you know about something which I'm not aware, I would like to learn that from you as well. So that's the reason why I want to come live on YouTube, and that's the reason why I had did this survey. And the result was that most of you want me to come live, and you want me to come live on weekends. So I'll try to come at least once a month on a Saturday or a Sunday. I will announce that much before, and trying to come on the first week of November with my first live video, and I'll do announce that in this video only, that I'm announcing that I will be coming on the first Saturday or the first Sunday of November. Now the second announcement is I have now a page on Patreon. Now Patreon is a channel where you can support me, where you can support my work. So it'll encourage me to make more videos. The link has been given below, and there are different tiers. You can decide whatever you want to subscribe to, and you'll get similar kind of content. We will be discussing about astrology, we'll be talking about astrology, we'll go beyond astrology, we will be doing live sessions, I will be making Patreon specific videos which are more deep, which talks more about my research, which talk about more about the deep side of the astrology, the more detailed principles of astrology. I will be discussing that and I'll be making videos on that in my Patreon page or my Patreon channel. If you are interested, the link is below, and you can look at it and then decide whether you want to subscribe to it or not. So that's about the two announcements I thought I'll make. Now let's come back to this video, and this is about the Jupiter transit to the sign of Capricorn, which is happening on 20th November 2020. Jupiter will be in this sign till November 21st 2021. Somewhere in the middle it'll move to the sign of Aquarius, that is on 5th of April, and it will be in that sign till 15th of September. So it'll move and then it'll again retrograde and come back to the sign of Capricorn. Whenever I do my research on transit, it works best when I look into the moon sign. Of course, it does work from ascendant as well, but today I'll only focus on moon sign. So if your moon sign is Aries, how will this transit impact you? And if your moon sign will be Leo, how will this transit impact you? Right? So look it from your moon sign. That's where my research tells me that the transit works best. And then you can look into ascendant and other combination as well. Now, so let's focus on moon sign today. Now, before I talk about all those 12 moon sign, how will it affect that particular moon sign, let's discuss how is Jupiter in Capricorn. The Jupiter is debilitated in Capricorn, right? And I have already made a video on debilitation. Debilitation doesn't mean that the planet is negative. It just means that the planet is less powerful. So if it's a functional benefit for your chart, and if it is debilitated, then the benefic nature of that planet will reduce. So if you're expecting 100% result, you'll get a 60% result or a 50% result. Whereas if it is malefic in your chart, and in that way it is good, that if it is malefic in your chart and it is debilitated, then if the power of, if it was a very dangerously malefic planet for you or a functional malefic for you, then the harm it could have done you, that will also reduce. right? So it's generally good to have malefic planet a little weak in your chart, so that they cannot promise what they show you in your chart, right? So that their power will reduce, hence the effect will also reduce. Now, Jupiter in Capricorn is debilitated. So, this transit, whenever you're looking into this transit and somebody tells you that your transit is a great one, please understand that the greatness may reduce a bit, because the Jupiter here is debilitated, but still you will get favorable result. If this transit is good for you, put in that extra work and you will get good result out of it. Now, the other thing that is happening in this transit is that when Jupiter is there in Capricorn, say from November to 20 to November 2021, Saturn will also be there in that same sign, right? And Saturn and Jupiter together, or conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, is called to be a very interesting yoga that is called as Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga. Now, this is a very interesting yoga because Jupiter is the planet of Dharma, whereas Saturn is a planet of karma. Saturn is all about hard work, whereas Jupiter is all about wisdom. Now, when these two planets come together, it's a great time to go the spiritual way and to put that spirituality into action as well, right? Do good, do positive things to people, be good to people, do good activities, be good to people, take care of poor people, help the poor people, spread your knowledge, never cheat with somebody. If you do these things, then you will see that you will get good results in spite of whatever this transit suggests for you. But because there is a yoga that is getting formed, and at the same time you're doing good activities, you're doing good actions, you are going the spiritual path, hence it will really help you. Now, Jupiter, what does Jupiter signify? What does Jupiter signifies? Jupiter signifies many things and all auspicious things. Jupiter is the most auspicious planet in your birth chart. Jupiter is about marriage. Jupiter is about children. Jupiter is about money. Jupiter is about wisdom. Jupiter is about your gurus or your teachers. Jupiter is about higher learning. Jupiter is about wisdom. Jupiter is about luck, fortune. Jupiter is about spirituality in a very positive way. Jupiter is about learning the higher realm of things, right? If you want to do a PhD, if you want to do a doctorate, if you want to read about Vedas, and you want to read religious text, you want to go to pilgrimage, these are the things which Jupiter signifies. Jupiter is also about expansion. So Jupiter is a beautiful planet. Jupiter is the most auspicious planet. So let's now look at what will happen for all the moon sign. How will it affect, this transit will affect all the 12 moon sign. Now let's start with Aries. Now for Aries moon sign people, Jupiter will transit over your 10th house. Jupiter is a planet of dharma, is a planet of wisdom. It's not a planet of corporate life, of how your work life is. It is not a planet about that. So Jupiter is not very comfortable in a materialistic house, right? 10th is more of a materialistic house. So Jupiter is not comfortable there. So what happens here is you may not like your professional life a lot in this year. You may have some frictions with your colleagues, your subordinates, your bosses, your managers. You will face those difficult times. You may have some friction there. You may not like your work life, and that can happen because Jupiter is about higher learning. Jupiter is about wisdom, and here it is asked to work and earn money, right, which it may not like. But though Saturn is there for you, and Saturn, and Jupiter and Saturn, if you do good work, as I said before, it will help you. But at the same time, please understand that your work life can be a difficult one in this 1 year, so you please take care of that. Do hard work, take care of your subordinates, have good relationship with your colleagues and your managers, and I think things will then improve. Do not take any hasty decision as far as your professional life is concerned. Now let's come to the second moon sign, that is Taurus. Now for the Taurus moon sign, Jupiter is transiting over your 9th house. Now this is considered to be one of the best transits for you. You will have lot of fortune. It's a good time to get married. It's a good time to have children. If you want to travel outside, and with precautions, of course, talking the new pandemic into consideration. If you want to travel, and if you want to, it's a good time to do that. If you want to go the higher learning way, it's a great way. If you want to pursue a master degree or a PhD or a doctorate, or even go the meditation way, spiritual way, it's a great time to do that. Have good relationship with your father or with your teachers and gurus. It will really, really help you. It will give you a lot of fortune. It will give you a lot of it'll make you a happy person, this transit. So be good to people, do positive things, and you will think this transit will be really, really good for you. Let's come to the next moon sign, that is Gemini. For Gemini moon sign people, Jupiter is transiting over your 8th house. Now the good part of this transit is that you will be spiritually very active. You will do meditation, you'll do Reiki and other kind of healing. If you're interested in that, you may go into astrology, you may go into those healings kind of a thing, Ayurveda and all those practices. You may show interest in that line. That is a good part of it. But 8th house is not only about that, but also a lot of other things. It is about fear and anxiety. And Jupiter is about expansion. So what will happen is that Jupiter may expand your fear and anxiety if it is there. Be careful of that. Do meditation to reduce that fear and anxiety. And take care of your health, right? Do not take any hasty decision as far as health is concerned. Take care of that, because your health may get affected. You may get fearful, you may get depressed, you may get anxious moments. So please be careful of those things. Now let's come to the next moon sign, that is Cancer. For Cancer moon sign people, Jupiter is transiting over your 7th house. Capricorn is your 7th house, so Jupiter is transiting over your 7th house. Great time to build relationship, develop your business, build your business. Look for VC, for example. If you're a startup and you're looking for some funds, this is a good time to have partners in your business. Good time to build relationship in personal life, fall in love, but get into relationship, get married. This is a good time to do that. Relationship with people around you will improve, right? You may get your self-confidence, because it is aspecting directly your 1st house. Your self-confidence will increase. You will be more comfortable now to face the outer world. You will do positive things, do positive actions, and you will see that this is a good transit and it will only help you. Now, what about the next moon sign, that is Leo? For Leo moon sign people, Jupiter is transiting over your 6th house. Now, 6th house Jupiter transit is a difficult one. Why? Because Jupiter is about expansion, and 6th house is about your enemies, is about litigations, is about diseases. Now, what happens is Jupiter in the 6th house can expand those aspect of life, right? Your diseases may increase, your enemies may increase, your enemies may try to take benefit. And if you're in cases that may get into more, you may face more kind of troubles there. What will happen though is, because Saturn is also in the 6th house, and Saturn is really at a very good place at this point of time, it will still try and negate the negative things of Jupiter. But you will still, because now you were having a good time, and now all of a sudden, because Jupiter was in 5th house, Saturn was in 6th house, you were going through a great time. But now that Jupiter is coming to 6th house, the difficulties may increase a little bit, but it won't be really disaster, because Saturn will always protect you in the 6th house. Now that's about the Leo moon sign people. Now, what about Virgo moon sign people? For Virgo moon sign people, Jupiter will transit over your 5th house. Great time to have children. If you have already children, then it's a great time to build relationship with them. If you are into creative fields, or your hobbies are in some kind of creativity, you're a good painter, you're a good singer, you're a good actor, it's good time to pursue those hobbies of yours, pursue those arts of yours, and maybe you can make it your professional life at this point of time, because you may earn a lot of money out of that. Yeah, your relationship with your children will improve. Children will give you a lot of confidence. So take care of them, be good to them. It's a good time to fall in love. It's a good time to get married. So look into that thing, and because it's directly aspecting the 11th house, you will get a lot of friends. Your desires will be fulfilled. You'll get a lot of gains in this year of your life. So good transit for you. It is as good as a Taurus transit, right? Where it is transiting, for a Taurus moon sign people, the transit that is happening over the ninth house, this is happening over the fifth house. Jupiter transit over the fifth and ninth house is considered to be the best. So take full advantage of it. Now let's come to the next moon sign, and that is Libra. For Libra moon sign people, Jupiter is transiting over your fourth house. Jupiter again on fourth house doesn't really do well. The peace of mind may get hampered. You may have some frictions with your mother. Be careful of those things, right? Take care of your mother. Be good to your mother. Be good in your professional life. Again, aspecting directly the 10th house from the fourth house. So, and do meditation, because your peace of mind may get hampered. And it's very important that you should do meditation. So that's about the Libra moon sign. For Libra moon sign, how will this transit be? Now let's come to the next moon sign. And our next moon sign is Scorpio. Now for Scorpio moon sign people, Jupiter is transiting over your third house. Now Jupiter is not good in third house, but what happens now is Saturn is also there in the third house, where it is very good. So whatever the bad qualities of Jupiter in third houses will reduce significantly because Saturn is present. But because now Jupiter was in second house and Saturn is in third house, and you're getting everything, you are having a great time, now things will get a little difficult. Jupiter in third house will hamper your courage, will hamper your determination, will create some kind of friction with your siblings, will force you to do some kind of things which you may not like through your hands. Be careful of your hands, right? That's an important part now to be careful of. You may write something which may hurt. Now in this social media, right, when you have a Twitter, when you have a platforms like Facebook and all, the digital platforms, and you start writing things which are not correct, then you will get affected with it. So be careful of that. Stay away from those platforms and get into those conversation on those platforms if you are very active on those social platforms. But at the same time, also be good to your siblings. In fact, in particularly your younger siblings, I think they are, that is the area where it can be more vulnerable. So please do take care of that. Now, what about the next moon sign, that is Sagittarius? Now, for the Sagittarius moon sign people, Jupiter is transiting over your second house. Very, very good transit. Your communication will improve. Your relationship with your family members will improve. You will acquire a lot of assets. You may buy a home, your whole property. You may get some property as gift from your father or your grandfather. So those are the things which are possible. Do good to people, communicate well, and you will see good result out of it. Second house transit of Jupiter is considered to be auspicious. Now, what about Capricorn moon sign people? Now, for Capricorn moon sign people, Jupiter is transiting over your first house. Saturn is also transiting over your first house and is going through a Sadesati period. Now, this can be a really difficult time. Keep a low key. Build very good relationship with people. Do not lose your self-confidence. If you are facing difficulties, please try to understand and remember this in your mind, that this soon will pass. This shall pass at some point of time. It's just about a year time. Next year, Jupiter is moving to second house and I'll get a lot of relief. This is the difficult year for you. Do a lot of meditation. Do good to people. Keep a low key. Don't get into argument. Don't lose your self-confidence, because it's generally a difficult transit for you. What about the next moon sign, that is Aquarius? Now for Aquarius moon sign people, Jupiter is transiting over your 12th house. Please go the spiritual way. This is the time to go spiritual way. Meditation, and spiritual discussions. If you want to take a meditation course, it's a good time, because it's a difficult time for you, right? Jupiter is in the 12th house. Saturn is also in the 12th house. Your Sarasati phase has also started. So it's a difficult time. So do take care of your health. Do not get into trouble, because 12th house is also about prison. So be careful in that case. Do not do anything that is bad, and do meditation. And if you want to travel, do travel. because Jupiter in 12th house makes you travel and makes you travel for good things, right? If you want to go to a pilgrimage, or if you want to go somewhere and learn some meditation technique, you can do that. Let's come to the last moon sign, that is, or the last sign of the Kala Chakra chart, that is Pisces. Now, for Pisces moon sign people, Jupiter is in 11th house, Saturn is also in the 11th house. This is a great transit for you. Take full advantage of it. Do a lot of hard work, because a lot of gain is possible, all kind of gains. Your desires will be fulfilled. You will make a lot of friends, because it is aspecting directly the 5th house. Your relationship with your children will improve. You may go into the creative field. If you have some kind of creative interest, do pursue that. Your relationship with your children will improve. Fall in love, have children. If this is the time you can plan for children's, this is a great time period for you. Do take full advantage of it, because both Jupiter and Saturn do very well in the 11th house transit, right? So do take full advantage of this. Right, guys, that's about the transit of Jupiter in the sign of Capricorn for all the 12 moon sign. If you have any queries, do mention in the comment box. Whenever I get time, I will definitely try and answer those queries. If you have any feedback that you want to give to me, please do mention in the comment box. Whenever I get time, I will read that and I'll take action accordingly. Thank you for watching my video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and please share my video if you like it. Take care. Bye bye.